In this session, I'm going to show you how to put a cover and a binding on your chipboard book. The cover is a separate piece from the binding strip, and I'll show you how that works out. So this is an 8-page book, and for this I have a 7-inch strip of cardstock that's been scored at 2.5 inches and 2.5 inches. Then I've reinforced this back spine of the book with chipboard that's cut about 1/4 inch smaller so that I'm able to fold it. In order to determine the size of the actual binding that you're putting on your book, you need to take a look at your embellished book that you've constructed first. So you have your book, it's prepared, your pages are bound with your binding strips. This is an 8x6. And you've embellished your book. So you need to embellish it first in order to determine how wide this piece is going to be. So this is an 8-page book. I'm going to pretend that it's embellished right now so that I can show you this demo. But on this book, you'll see that it was pretty dense once the embellishments, the ribbons, the buttons, the dropout pockets for photos, all of those kinds of things were added, and which gives it more depth. And the reason we do this type of binding is to allow for that flexibility of being able to add things in. So I have 8 pages in this, and I've left the top page with no binding on it because I'm going to add the binding here. The way this is going to work is that this first section of black I'm going to glue to the cover, just like that. Then on top of that, I'm going to add my separate cover so that it will look like this when it's done. So let me give you a couple tips on the cover itself. So this cover is chipboard, same size as my pages, that has been covered with material. It's a little bit of a canvas type material. I've used the clear glue on it, and it's worked pretty well. One trick with material is that when you come to the corners, you want to be able to trim a little bit and then fold over. So I'll unfold this just to show you. So I have cut a square out of the corner, and then I folded over a triangle, glued it down, created a seam there, and then add a clip to help it dry. And I've done that on all 4 corners. This paper just happens to have squares on the inside. It's 2-sided paper, which is helpful because I can show you how these squares are each cut out. So I've drawn, it's about 1 inch bigger all the way around than my cover piece. And I've drawn a square in each corner and cut that out. Now from here on it will be very simple in order to glue this down. So I'm going to apply glue to my chipboard. And I'm using clear glue. And again, I put the glue in my glue pot to keep it facing downward. And then it's easy to grab when I want to. Apply glue. I'm going to press down. And then on the paper, you can cut a triangle out in the corner if you want to. If you have really thick paper, you might want to do that, but generally you won't need to do that. It will stick pretty well. More glue here. You could also use a tape runner for this part because it is paper. So back to this. So I have glued this to that first, and then I apply my cover. And afterwards, if you want to, if you have dropouts or pullouts, pockets in your album, you can apply some other embellishments to even further make it look pretty. So I've run a ribbon around the edge. The ribbon is tied here, and I've applied an embellishment here with my glue gun. I've used netting, but you can do whatever you want. And then from the little tag, from the holes that I've applied, I have strings going here, so, and ribbons. So that's right here. You're going to punch a couple holes that are evenly spaced, run thread through there, or twine, create a loop, and then you can hang all kinds of fun things. Charms as well are popular, but you can do whatever you want. Have fun with it. Enjoy. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe to our channel.